Aziz, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. Okay, so here's a good example of what I mean that protests will not work and maybe even boycotts won't work. What it has to boil down to is that police officers, army people, they all have to put down their arms. They actually all have to come to terms and realize it's happening to them also. They're not separate from it. And at the same time, if they understood and knew the law, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. There's more of them than there are of those who are telling them what to do. And that's the only way this whole thing is going to change to some degree. The people have to stop enforcing it. The people just have to open up all their stores. Everybody has to open up. But you see what's happening also? You have major corporations who are owned by the elite, and they're pretending to close the stores as it or comply as if they are like independent stores, and they're not. So maybe we just got to boycott Target and certain grocery stores, or I don't know, or things like that. But at the same time, I'm aiming this at the police officers and the army people. You guys need to put down your arms. You need to stop doing what you're doing. Even you white guys that hate black guys, you guys are going to be the ones to also suffer what they're doing, what you were doing to us. It's going to come right back around to you. Because if they're doing it to us now, and if we're not in the picture anymore, who do you think they're going to do it to next? Your own. So this is not a white or black thing. People just have to wake up. They have to wake up now, or this is going to get ugly. But check out what this police officer says. And this guy's more than likely going to lose his job, no doubt. But if he loses his job, that's a noble thing. That's a noble thing, literally. So check out what this police officer has to say. Check this out.
You know, as a police officer, I'm compelled to make this video. I've been in law enforcement for 10 years, and I'm speaking to my peers, other fellow officers, people in any kind of law enforcement position. I've seen officers nationwide enforcing tyrannical orders against the people.
That's right.
And I'm hoping it's a minority of officers, but I'm not sure anymore, because every time I turn on the television, every time I look to the internet, I'm seeing people arrested or cited for going to church, for traveling on the roadways, for going surfing, opening their businesses, going to the park with their families, or doing nails out of their own house, using their own house as a place of business, and having undercover agents go there and arrest them and charge them with what? With a crime? I don't know what crime people are committing by doing nails in their own house, but we're seeing this more and more and more, and we need to start looking at ourselves as officers and thinking, is what I'm doing right?
Thank you.
Now, I want to remind you that regardless of where you stand on the coronavirus, we don't have the authority to do those things to people.
Thank
just
you.
Because a mayor or a governor tells you otherwise. I don't care if it's your sergeant or your chief of police. We don't get to violate people's constitutional rights because somebody in our chain of command tells us otherwise.
You see that? That's literally what I'm saying. If more police officers and army people were to stand together, who's going to enforce all this stuff? Who's going to arrest the people? That's the only thing that's going to work here. No protests are going to work. No marches are going to work. No signing petitions are going to work. This will work. So in some way or another, we got to aim this at the police officers and the army people. And if we have outside forces that are outside armies that are on American land, I believe there's something wrong with that. Also, there's some law it's not supposed to be. I forgot what it was, but that's also tyrannical. You can't have foreign soldiers on our land, but they're doing it. And they're going to be the soldiers. They're going to be the ones to enforce it more than anything if the American police and soldiers don't. So again, this is for the police officers. Or get this message out to police officers. Even if you talk to them. I was in the Bronx the other day and I talked to police officers. I said exactly what I'm saying now. And I told him that you guys need to stand together and stop doing this and arresting people for these for this nonsense. And he said, well, we got to follow our rules. And I literally told him, you don't have to follow those rules. There's more of you guys than there is of those who are telling you what to do. And he just stopped and thought about it for a moment and then just went on. So I don't know. Talk to the police officers. Talk to Army people. This has to happen because I'm telling you, apocalypse, Mad Max days will come. You will lose your homes, people. You will lose everything you've got. Trust me. So either act or don't act. Watching Netflix or don't watch Netflix. That's all I can say. Here, I'll play a little bit more for you and hear what he has to say.
It's not how this country works.
Thank you.
Those are de facto arrests. We're violating people's rights and taking money from them, or even worse, arresting them and depriving them of their freedom when they are exercising their constitutional rights. So let's talk about that. Let's read something right here off of
Declaration of Independence. Fire! Fire!
All men are created equal. Among these, we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their power from the consent of the governed, meaning our power and any government official's power is derived from the people.
People, not them.
We don't hold power over our citizens. It's contradictory to everything that our country stands for.
Okay, check out the video if you want. It's 24 minutes long. It's really informative. But that's really it. That's literally it. We gotta stand. We gotta do something. If we don't, oh man, forced vaccinations are coming. They're going hardcore, and I ain't taking no vaccine. I'm fighting. I'm telling you. I'm gonna keep saying I'm fighting. I'm throwing fists. Promise. I have no one is putting anything in me. So I hope a lot of you feel that same way.